Welcome to the Artist Academy podcast. I'm your host, Andrea Earhart, and I highlight the business side of art to help you reach more customers, increase profits, and ultimately live a life of creative freedom. Enjoy the show. Let's talk about hate online. Today, I'm going to be reading some of the hate comments that I have gotten on some of my viral posts to you and just talking about it and just bringing it to the forefront of how the bad can sometimes come with the good. And I just want to say straight off, every single time I have a post go viral, so either on TikTok or Facebook or Instagram, there's always some hate. There's always somebody in the comments who doesn't like what I'm doing or doesn't understand or just judges without thinking. I think just that's how I see it anyway. And so they need to tell me how to be, how to dress, what to do, and that I am not living my life the way that they think I should be, even though questionably they're not doing as much as I am. So every single time I go to one of these haters' comments and I read it, I will go and I will click on their profile and I will see what they're doing in their life that is so great that I need to take advice from these people. And 100% of the time, they are not living up to a standard that I would live up to. They're either not posting or they're not busy, or they're just not nice people, or they're sharing things that are really I don't know. I always find something where I'm like, ugh, that's okay. And so me understanding who they are helps me to just see it just doesn't matter. So today I'm going to just read some of the comments that I've gotten and talk about just some of I've had people make videos of me indirectly, and yeah, there's been a lot. It really started, we all deal with hate in middle school, right? Like we all have those middle school years where girls are just not very nice. And I am raising my hand because I remember in elementary school, I watched a movie with mean girls in it and I imitated it. I was like, okay, this is what you got to do to be cool and popular. And I didn't know, I was a kid. And so I did the mean girl thing. I was like, no, we can't be friends. Blah, blah. And I just remember that time in my life for, I think it was like 5th grade or something. I don't know. And I just wasn't very nice. And then I remember the couple friends, or friends in quotation, turned it on me and they were not nice to me. And I was like, oh, wait a second, this doesn't feel good. And then you learn and you grow up, and I have been a very nice person ever since. But that's my story. And so I think everybody who's commenting has a story and that roots in some kind of negativity, whether they saw it on a movie and thought it was okay, or their friends do it, or maybe their parents are very negative people and think like that. Like you don't know. And I think it just takes a lot of growth, personal growth, to grow up and not be so negative anymore. So that's where I come at with this. Okay, let's get to the juicy stuff. I know that we're talking about psychology and all that, but let's get to the stuff. So I am going to read a couple of these. Actually, and this is coming, I'm actually recording this on a day where I am getting a lot of hate today. It's not just the past stuff. Today, I am getting a lot of hate. So I just today had a post go viral in this artist group. It's called I Am an Artist. And I posted about the Series 6 challenge, because that's what we're doing right now. And I posted my pictures from last year. And as anybody who follows me knows, I got this idea to pose in dresses next to my art and my creations. And so I did it. I got dressed up for a day and I tried on all these dresses and I posed next to them, and every dress just beautifully matches the painting, if I do say so myself. I've thought this through. This is content that I worked hard on. I knew what I was doing. It's marketing. I knew that it was going to get likes if I put some effort into looking good and making the photo look good and having lighting and just everything about it. I knew what I was doing. I was getting attention with it, and I'm okay with that. That's marketing. So I did that, and I took a bunch, and I'm going to continue to do that because I've gotten so many positive things about that. People are like, oh, I love that you're doing that. And it's just like, but for every 100 positive comments, I get one negative one. People saying, you're selling yourself to sell your art. You're distracting to sell your art. People saying this about me. And I'm just like, no. And I want to clap back at all of them and just say, no. This is who I am. Me posing with dresses next to my art, I'm not going out and buying these dresses. These dresses are in my closet already. I have a shameful amount of dresses in my closet, and I'm just bringing them out and using them because every girl knows once you buy a dress, you wear it once, twice, and it just hangs in there, and it's just sad. So I'm bringing those dresses out and I'm posing next to my creations, and that's just me being me. It's not forced at all. Whenever we go out, we like to have fun. I love to dress up for New Year's, Halloween, like all this. I just love to get all dressed up and go out in a dress and heels, and that's just who I am. So this is me being me online with my art business. And so I want to just explain that to people, because when somebody's leaving a hate comment, I think it's honestly 100% just their lack of understanding. They are often not a preppy girl like me that has dresses in their closet, and they think it's overdone, or they think it's just trying too hard because it's so foreign to them. They can't understand how a girl would just do this and show herself next to her, which is just, anyway. But that's how I see it. So I recently, just posted it, and there's just been a flood of comments. I have been called a weather girl. People say it would be fine if you were in dresses and nice clothes if you just didn't pose like a weather girl and show your paintings like that. I was like, oh, okay. And some people say that I shouldn't cover it up at all. I should be further away from my paintings, or I don't know, because I have part of my hand next to I don't know. I really didn't understand that one, but it's just all these different comments about people giving me advice when I did not ask for it. I was simply just saying that this is what I did last year, and this is also whenever I decided to be truly me and pose next to my paintings. I included that in the caption as well. Apparently they just didn't read that and are just like, no, maybe you shouldn't try to distract from your art. It's just been a flood. And I'd be totally lying if I said it doesn't bother me at all. It does, but I honestly don't think it bothers me to the extent that it would bother a regular person. Just because I honestly see it as I am confident in my art, so I'm showing it off, and I am confident in the way I look, and I'm showing that off, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Actually, on the other side, I think there are so many people who are not confident in the way they look, and it makes me so sad. And so I am very tolerant when somebody is even overly confident, because I know that the opposite of that is so much worse. And there's just so much can come from being confident in who you are and what you're doing and what you look like, that it's just, I want to show people that. And I want to be true to myself. And so I know that I look good to my certain standard. Some people like people curvier. Some people like certain things. People like certain things. But to my standard, I like the way I look. And I've put in a lot of work to do that. And so I don't think that it's a bad thing to show off. And I think if you're listening to this, you're probably like not fighting with me. So I'm not going to go on and on about it. But that's the reason why I'm not that bothered by it. I see a comment and I'm like, but whatever. And I can just move on. And then there's another comment and another. But when there's multiple, I'm like, oof, okay, they just all don't understand. And I actually hate that I'm getting on here and even giving attention to those people who are doing that, because it's not even worth it. It's not even worth going over all these comments and reading them out loud, because those people don't matter. And I know that, but I'm just so annoyed with myself that I have to get on here or that I am giving any attention to this negativity. But anyway, okay. So some other ones. You're really basic, or this is so basic. I've gotten that one several times. Your prices are ridiculous. I would never pay that. Gotten that a couple times. Some other comments that I've gotten include things like criticizing how I talk. One person says, "Please talk like an adult. You sound like a child." I got that comment one time because I don't know. I'm really not sure what I was saying. It doesn't matter. But another one, I posted something. Actually, this one was pretty recent. There's a lot of hate recently, but no, in the past week, I think, or so, I posted a video where I had lipstick on, which is so rare. If you follow me on Instagram or anything, I'm just constantly like hair in a braid, very little makeup in it. But I posted something where I was done up and I had some lipstick on, and someone commented, DM'd me, said, "You were really pretty, but you should definitely not wear that kind of lipstick." And I'm like, what do I say to that? Thanks. No, I just deleted it. I was like, okay. Anyway, somebody has commented recently. Oh, actually, another person indirectly mouthed me, or these people have several times indirectly mouthed the way that I think they think I should do business. They said that artists, if you're listening to somebody who is telling you that $20 per square foot is okay, then they don't know what they're talking about. You shouldn't listen to that person. And that came because I had just had a conversation with the person writing that, saying that, yeah, between $15 and $30 per square foot, somewhere in there. And they're like, no, you should not. I wanted to explain that I live in the Midwest. It's not the same as living in California or New York. Like the cost of living is lower. I just didn't. I was like, okay. And they gave me a lecture on how I was not charging enough, but I'm still going to tell artists, you can charge $20 per square foot. That's still good. And after it adds up quickly. And it's more about time. But anyway, that was just, yeah. So they indirectly made a post about me saying that nobody should listen to educators who are saying that to people. Anyway, just another not understanding. But it's just, I just think about it. I would never make a post like that. If somebody's doing something that I don't agree with, I would never just down them like that. You put people up, you don't bring them down. Anyway, this other girl, she messaged me saying that I should not let my cat outside because I don't know, something about how, it's messing up the imbalance. And since my cat killed a bird, I was being irresponsible and I should not do that. And I'm like, lady, it's my life. My cat is so happy going outside. She lives outside. She loves it. Anyway, I wanted to tell her, is it cool to lock a cat inside or any animal inside all the time? Those are my thoughts, whatever. But anyway, but yeah, they just have to but I didn't. I was like, okay, I just didn't ask for your opinion. Another girl messaged me. It was in the early days when TikTok was brand new. She saw that I was promoting them just because I liked them. And I was like, oh, everybody get on TikTok. And she messaged me to tell me that I should not be telling people that because TikTok was against gay rights or something. And I was like, what? No, they're not. She's like, yes, they are. Blah, blah. And I was like, okay, no, they're not. I'm like, no, I'm not going to listen to you. And I clap back a little bit. I'm like, no, you need to do your research. She's like, I didn't. She's like, you lost a fan. I'm like, okay. That was not the case. What happened was, I looked it up in TikTok. When they were first introducing TikTok to other countries, certain countries have very strict rules about showing stuff like that, like just gay and lesbian. I don't give a shit about any of that. But they banned stuff for a short time before they could figure it out what each country's policy was. So that's where that was coming from. And then now it's fine. Everything's pretty open. But they don't hate gay people. It's just, I think people listen to the news and then they tell me how to be. I don't know. It's just a bunch of things. People come in my inbox all the time telling me how I need to live my life. And you just have to ignore it and go on because that's the only thing. It's just, I think that's with social media. People think that they have a say in so many different things, but whatever. It doesn't matter. It's just, yeah, I think just today, it's just a lot. Hey there, the show's not over yet. But if you're enjoying this episode so far and getting inspired and soaking up all the business tips, then I want to invite you to this brand new thing we just created, the Artist Academy Advanced podcast. Yep, it's a podcast just like this one, but better. It's one where I don't hold anything back and give you all of the tips to growing an audience, gaining more customers, making money, murals, all of the things. So what I've done is I've turned almost all of the weekly Artist Academy Advanced membership content from almost 3 years of exclusive weekly lessons and put them into easily digestible audio format via a podcast for our members. You can plug in while you paint, and 90% of the content is juicy solo episodes where I break down exactly how I make money with murals and prints and literally everything. I'm an open book in this. It's there just waiting for you to dive in. So just go to artistacademy.co. That's artistacademy.co to apply and uplevel your art business. It's time. Let's see, your paintings are not even really that good. Okay, cool. Butterfly wing murals are so unoriginal. This is not art, this is just street art. And I've had a group of artists, these 2 artists actually, we got into an argument, which was my fault, and I was just like, oh, sorry, and I made it right. I was like, okay, everything's fine. This was a while ago, and then they took it upon themselves to go and make a TikTok video about my art. Yeah, these were 2 artists that I once upon a time thought were really great people and doing great things, and they took it to themselves to go to TikTok and just bash butterfly wing murals. They didn't tag me, they didn't say it was me, but we had just spoken days later, and we got into a little thing, and I thought it ended great. And I was like, okay, great, everything's fine. And then they just decided to make a video on TikTok about me, and at that point, I was like, oh, well, they're dead to me. They're not worth my time anymore, because I was like going over the conversations we had in my head of what I could have done better. And then as soon as they showed that side of themselves and put another artist down, specifically me, you didn't even need to tag me. When you're putting another artist's art down, saying that it's basic or you never paint that or that's disgusting, that's on them. That shows somebody's character so much, and that's what I think of, and that's what makes me not worry about it. I know that butterfly wing murals, even though they're not like the most original thing, but whenever I started painting butterfly wings, they were. And people have caught on and painted more, partially because of me. So I helped start that, and they don't know that. And also, I know that whenever little girls go up to those wings I get photos and videos all the time about parents just saying, oh my gosh, we saw your stuff and my daughter ran to it. And there's so much joy that comes out of it. And they don't see that. That's okay. They want to be negative. That's okay. Okay, some more. Let's see. Other than having a viral post of people saying that I should not distract from my art by posing with my stuff, and people making a TikTok video about me, but not about me. Like, people were tagging me in that video, I was like, okay. Besides that, I had another viral video go, and it was because they painted over the butterfly and I had to repaint it. So many people commented saying that I didn't have permission to do that. I shouldn't be painting on buildings anyway. Like, why would I? It's my fault that it got painted over. I don't know why she's complaining, like all this stuff. And people just don't understand. And they don't understand that I was commissioned to do that. Somebody bought the building and it's okay. And they just don't understand. They're basically calling me unintelligent because of something that they just don't understand. And I was just, but whatever, because the people who are doing this and commenting, they'll have people, like there's several people that are commenting on the post today and that one and all of them, even the video, that have my back and are commenting back and clapping back for me. I don't even need to do it because people see the negativity and they bring their positivity in for me. And all of that creates more comments, which creates more engagement, which means that my stuff is boosted out there. And all day long, I have gotten friend requests from so many people because of this post going viral. And that just means that more people are following me. I actually had somebody just join the academy because they saw my stuff and that's actually how I noticed that the post was going viral. Somebody applied for the academy and said that they saw the post. I was like, what post? And I went in there and I was like, oh, this post, it's going crazy. So yeah, there's so much good that comes from all of this. Okay, today. So this is a good one. This one was actually one that kind of got to me. And I think it's just because it hit today too. I got my first bad review on the podcast today. I'm telling you, this is a down day. Anyway, I got my first bite, and it's funny because I can't help but laugh at it. But even for a bad review, they still left 3 stars. So they didn't leave 1 or 2, they left 3 out of 5. So is it really that bad? But yeah, it's my first non-5-star review. And it's funny because I've been thinking recently, I'm like, I don't think I've had a bad review. Something's wrong with that. Like, I think if you're not getting hate, then you're not being seen by enough people. There's a reason that every time I go viral, there's a lot of hate comments because there's thousands of people seeing that. 1 out of 100 are negative. So if I'm not getting a bad review on the podcast, then not enough people are hearing me because I'm not for everybody. Anyway, so the review says, it's titled, Stop Giggling. So, okay. It says, informative and interesting, but for the love of God, stop the vapid giggling. It seriously distracts from the message. Again, I hate reading these stupid bad ones because there's so many good. There's over 100 great reviews on the podcast, and I'm not reading those. I'm only reading the bad one, and it's just stupid. It's dumb. Anyway, so for that person, if you're listening, stop listening to me. Okay? Stop. Turn it off. Unsubscribe. I don't want you listening to me. I am not one of those artists or art educators or anybody out there saying, everybody should like my stuff. Everybody should listen to me. No. When I record this, I'm not even picturing anybody listening, to be honest. And it's probably why I can do it so fluently. But if you want to listen, great. If you don't, don't. I don't care. If you want to buy my art, great. If you don't, don't. I think when I started using pink and glitter and all of that stuff, I just gave up on the whole idea of being so vanilla that everybody likes it. I am strawberry with glitter, and that's who I am. And I giggle and I'm very positive most of the time. If strawberry glitter is not for you, then go back to the vanilla podcast of those artists that are not laughing at all and talking like they're stuck up. Most people come to my podcast because they're done with that kind of a thing. And they're like, oh, you sound real. I'm like, yeah, because I am. I'm literally recording this in my kitchen. Let me look and see what other ones are on here. Oh yeah, I made a note because whenever I was recording with Carla Grace on Instagram, she's so overly talented, has amazing skills that she's worked hard for, but she is an amazing artist on Instagram, and she does animal portraits that she paints. And anyway, I was so excited to get to interview her. She has way more followers than I do, and she's just a great person. Like, you can just tell when someone's a great person. So we were talking, and there was somebody that came on. I had to have no idea who they came from, if they were one of my followers or one of hers, or I don't know, but they kept making lesbian remarks the entire time we were on the interview, like saying raunchy things. And I'm just like asking her questions, and she's responding, and I'm just thinking, please do not see these. Oh my gosh. And it was like, I mean, I don't even want to say what they said because I forgot the exact words, but I remember certain ones and it was just not good. And they were just commenting on this on my live video that I was so excited to have this important artist on, and it just made it weird. And luckily we both were professional and didn't acknowledge it. But afterwards she sent me a comment. She was like, "Hey, did you notice that? I think it's one of your followers." Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, shoot me in the foot. Yeah, I don't know. I blocked them. What can you do? And it made me look bad. So I'm like, oh, it's all not self-imposed. I don't know, that stuff happens. So I'm just telling you this because I think a lot of people are scared to go live, or scared to show up exactly how you are, and just know that the haters will be there. And if you reach enough people, they're gonna say something, but it doesn't matter. I mean, I wrote all of this down, but I'm not going over it over and over again in my head. I actually had to brainstorm, and I've actually had this hate talk section of notes open for a really long time. And anytime I would get like a hater comment on there, I would write it in this little note section. And I was like, okay, whenever I get enough and I feel like I have enough to talk about, I will, record a podcast on it. But that's the only thing that I'm not, storing it in my brain. I'm just putting it in my notes section and to talk with you about it. But really, 99% of the people who follow me or see my stuff, they're not judging, they're not unhappy, they're really excited. And actually, a lot of the comments on the post today, there was this one girl who commented, and I just absolutely loved it. She commented and said, this inspires me because I tried dressing normal, and I tried dressing, like normal humans that do, and I just think it's so boring and it's not true to me. So finally I started dressing kind of gothic, and now I wear black and I wear heavy makeup, and that's just what makes me happy. So when I see somebody else, it makes me happy too. You go, girl. And I was like, oh, that is so awesome. But days like this, they make me stop a little bit. Even though I'm not like super down, it does make me look forward, because I'm always looking into the future of what, and planning 2 steps ahead of what it could be. And that's all I really have for today. I'm just going to go on with the rest of my day now after all of that. And yes, I just wanted to share that and encourage you to really just be true to who you are. And if you're not making waves, then you're just not being seen by enough people. I don't know how many times I can say that, because eventually, if you're doing anything that's not or basic, actually, even if you're being basic, people are going to call you basic, which I get. But if you're being unique and all, that's the more people are not going to like it, and that's okay. But the more people who are really with you and really vibe with the stuff you're creating and who you are, those are going to be your ultimate fans. So the more you can show who you are, the better. And it's funny because thinking about this, the majority of my customers are women. And even though I'm posing with these dresses, I'm very conscious that I don't want to show cleavage, which I don't want to be in a dress that's crazy short. I don't want to show too much, but it's just enough for me. That's my own level. And I know that girls dress up for other girls. If you've ever gone out on a girls' night when there's no guys there, me and my married girlfriends go out all the time, and we dress up, and we dress up for each other, and we don't go out for guys' approval, And so whenever I'm dressing up and doing this, it's not really for a man's approval to get a like. And it's just because that's who I am. So I want to encourage you to be you, and you'll attract who you are. I am a girl's girl. I am a giggly, just a girl's girl. Girls are attracted to me in a very a friendship way, in business, and my customers are women. I think that shows because I'm showing who I am, and people are attracted to me who are similar. You know what I mean? Okay. So that's about it. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else, but I don't think so. Okay, that's about it. So I hope you have a great rest of your day. And I hope that the next time you get a hate comment or somebody judging you or something that kind of should put you down, I hope that it doesn't. I hope that you think about this and are like, they're not saying, to me what they're saying to her. And like, or you could say they're saying the same things to me as they're saying to Andrea, and she doesn't care and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And, or if you want to just DM me and be like, so I got this hate comment, how do I respond? And I'll help you, because you can ignore it or you can respond in a very respectful way. That's another way to do it. And yeah, I usually just pretty much ignore it. I'm like, you're not worth my time. But you can respond. You can call it out. There's a lot of TikTokers that will call out the mean comments and clap back at those, and their stuff goes viral. People love drama. So if you can use this in a way to get more attention, I guess, because that's what it's about, if we're being honest. It's about attention. Whoever gets the most attention is selling the most art. That's just what it is. But with attention comes some negative attention. So it just comes one with the other. So I hope the next time you get some kind of negative attention, it doesn't bother you as much. I really hope so. All right, that's it. I will see you guys next week. I hope you have enjoyed yet another episode of the Artist Academy podcast. But before I let you go, I just want to remind you that in the advanced group, we are right in the middle of our 4th quarter success plan. We do this every year to help you navigate through every artist's most profitable time of year, the holiday season. Now is the time to take your art business seriously, and if you need a little help with that, I want to invite you to join us for only $32 a month, very affordable. You'll get the exact 4th quarter game plan that I use to maximize profits during this very profitable time of year, and you're going to be going through it right along with me. We're going to do it together. And if you feel like you're lacking motivation or just a general direction of where to go and what to do, just know that I have your back, because I've been there and I know what works, and I'm giving you the game plan. And if you're trying to figure out prints, shipping, finding new customers, all the things, I have exactly what you need. Just go to artistacademy.co. That's artistacademy.co to apply. And if you like this episode or any past episodes, can you pretty please go leave a review? It really helps. And if you screenshot that review and send it to me, I will first say thank you. And I will also shout you out on my Instagram of over 70K viewers. Help me help you. Thank you so much. And I will see you next week.